Lost a lot of weight. I got down to like 207. Yeah. Good thing. So then slowly reverted back. Alexa, play rock and roll. Hey, what's up, kids? Coach Bronste's running a little late. He had to go fix his mom's plumbing issues. Whatever that means. How you doing today? Good. All right, so you make it. That's nice. Nice shot. You guys are gonna play 1-on-1, 5-5. It's gonna be intense. Just kidding. Of course. All right. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. I know you got a crazy schedule coming up, so we'll have to see what's going to work out.
Oh, yeah.
July. You got all sorts of stuff going on.
I have something night.
Yeah, I think most of Sundays weren't going to work. So, but I think next week we talked about maybe trying to do it just on a different day.
Yeah.
I think Sunday's the 4th, right? I'm pretty sure it is. So they're just coming in maybe a Friday or Saturday. What do you do on Saturdays?
But there's something, I don't know.
What do you do this week? I mean, like a class or something like what? Do you have
I don't think I have anything.
I'll check. I'll send you this. Yeah, maybe we just do Saturday instead of Sunday next week.
Okay.
And then I think it'll probably be. I think the next 3, from what I remember, you had a conference. You like that clinic on Thursday?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Breaking down the finer points. Yeah, Sundays and Fridays, remember? Hey, Jeff, we filled that table, we're gonna pull these bring back. Yeah. You know, I wasn't paying attention or anything, but I know he went through. You guys could probably just do your little warm up, whatever he did for you guys to warm up, just jog or something.
Yeah.
Dog stretch. You guys could drill, play wrestle. Might as well instead of sitting down here. I got this. Saying you guys might as well. Oh, sorry. You got 1 minute. So. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. So instead of him coming in here and then having to do the warm up, I don't know if that needs 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But I didn't realize it was not even 1 yet. Let's get ahead of myself. Oh. Okay, some leg riding, Jack. We went to a leg riding camp Thursday and Friday. Yeah, it was good. I've been. What? You're tall on it on lazy. Yeah, well, it's just something you have to learn, first of all, and practice a lot before you don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna be in trouble.
I don't really want to look.
Did you put your told George on that?
No.
Tell him if you're interested in.
Is he a big little guy?
Well, he just kind of depends, but he's, been close for 40 years, so he's
40 years?
maybe 60. He's almost 60. 60. Almost. He was my high school coach. Good look back at the new partner. We were in this warehouse with like no air conditioning.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know he taught us so I didn't.
I know.
Good men, front row. They learn.
Big house there? I was sitting for a long time.
It's all growing up now.
Yeah.
He did. Very what Casey for.
What? How old is he?
He'll be an 8th grader.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was on.
Yeah, he seems that way. Yes. You look different?
Yeah.
What do you see up here? See Holden maybe. Holden looks a lot different. But the kids grow up and it's like,
How's Vince doing?
It's inconsistent. You know, it's just like he's kind of up and down. I mean, more up.
Oh, wait, we did that for once. He taught us that
Right there.
just a few days ago.
Right here, like a power half.
He taught us 3/4.
Oh, so when you're on front, like as a defense, or
No.
or you come underneath and pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not one of my top. It's just hard to get. You guys know leg trails?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Why?
Dude, you're not ever gonna get a leg trail on a high school wrestler.
I don't know.
Maybe he was just trying to have fun.
No, well, he, what it was, like Jesse, it was like,
Oh, so you do the 3/4 and then get to
it
the
was
leg
like,
trail?
do like this and then chop the leg, you know? And then what we try to do is step it in and then walk it around, you know?
Yeah.
But
Then he had to go to a cradle from there. Or the other way.
if that didn't work, and he flattened out Jack. But then he taught us just to suck it in, step over, do it, you know?
Yeah. Casey, you think somebody can do that too?
Probably not.
I don't think I can do that. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm not gonna poo-poo. I mean, they like this, but I think like the leg cradles was like kind of no one is going to. So I'm surprised. Yeah. I don't hate. I actually have seen more than do it. So, I would do this. I would use a spade before I thought of it. But you know what? Not to say. I mean, if you get it to work for you, you know, you can't say nothing. It's just like you teach 40 kids.
Well, there's like 8 people.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like from my perspective, it's not something I would incorporate as a hard. But there was a kid when I coached at Burt, and Alex Fishburne. He did get it in high school, but not on the good. It's just something to know. It's just good to know that you should always be trying to incorporate all your limbs. A lot of people are just doing top, and bottom. You should always be like a spider monkey, just always looking for something to. And actually, I've seen 3/4 work, even in college. It's just not as, it's just gonna be harder, you know, if they're stronger, they keep their head up, you know. But when you go get somebody that has a good one, it sucks. It's like, a lot of pressure, you're trying to fight it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get them broken off and you go right back to it.
You just taught it the leg area, and it's like a progression, you know.
Yeah,
So like if they flatten out,
Yeah.
and then they suck there.
Scooping that leg around. I think he's gonna have Camden Russell compete sometime this week.
Really?
You know who that is? He was
I
the state champion like 2 years ago for
feel like I know.
Southern Bucks. No, he's like this tall. He was like a 120 pounder. And but he was Greco-Roman national champion in the summer. His little brother will be your next team next year.
You see,
He was like 113 pounder this year.
he's gonna be a freshman.
No, he was a freshman last year. And I think that's last week, right, isn't it, for the West thing, 4 weeks?
There's
Oh, there is.
I think so.
There's been 3.
Oh, there has been there.
Yeah. I missed 2, 3. I forgot about the first one, third one.
I was
Oh, yeah, you had your ears.
Well, the first one, I got the vaccine.
How was the attendance this last week? About the same, or? Yeah. That same kid come that's been your partner?
we left.
He's a pretty good partner.
Yeah, he went. He went to Russell. 2 years ago.
Oh, so, okay, so you know them?
He goes.
Yeah,
I want that.
I'm sure, yeah, you go there, you go quickly. Watch out for Russell this year. I think get most of those kids back out.
What's that for who?
Russell. Russell.
Oh, Russell. I thought you were about the first.
Russell, Wolves, Timberwolves. Timberwolves? I can't keep track, it's, the West. I got too many mascots, man. Trying to find them in the school, so you can't find one in the school because, not that many people got to them on the 3 o'clock, in the afternoon. Not a big money maker.
Good job.
No, I work for Merck Animal Health, so basically I sell dog cat medicine. I've been doing that for 16 years. This is my hobby. I don't make $1 off of all of this. For me, volunteer, I pay some of the coaches and then but my plan, my dream is to transition to this at some point. Hey!
What's up, guys?
You been what? Plumbing away, huh?
Well, I did what I can do. Don't get calls,
I
but
was gonna say, I didn't know you had those. I might have to keep you online.
No,
or, you know? No?
no.
Okay.
Yeah. She told me that like we this morning for she took a shower and she couldn't get the water to shower. In her bath.
Oh, geez.
And I flew over and trying to like hold on. So then,
Hope it's draining faster than filling.
yeah, it was ready this time, so that wasn't an issue, but so and her handle was stripped, but then the pipe part of it was exposed there, so that we could turn that shut off. That wasn't working whatsoever. Couldn't find the shut off valve, so called. Hey, Kieran called. Took 45 minutes for someone to get out there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so he said, I said, well, hey, so where's the shut off though? And he said, you there, probably, it's actually it's up on the next floor.
Oh,
He said,
huge. Compared with all.
yeah, and then he said, actually, even where they, the way it got it, he says, you just kind of hit or miss us, whether you got the right shot or not. He said, community, no, he said, it's really not very well. So,
They charge you a bunch for coming out on Sunday, or is it?
well, no, it's the apartment complex.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
apartment complex, so,
So it's like one of their maintenance guys.
yeah.
I had to call, so you remember Mike Murray
Yeah,
from Berg?
Yeah.
So he has his own, he's all, got a plumbing deal,
oh,
and, so I've called him before.
is that right? You guys good and warm?
I told him to start rolling up, they just sat here and started talking to me. So
Oh, you were just talking?
well,
Is that how you guys roll?
probably my fault.
No? Is it his fault? You guys feel great
I'm
on it?
quite distressed. I mean, they were throwing the dummy around.
Okay.
So let's start jogging though, let's get a little sweat going. So we'll have to figure out next week, you want to meet a day early or something, or, because the 4th is Sunday, I believe.
And we're gonna be out of town on the 3rd and 4th.
Oh, okay, well then,
And obviously Friday I work out at the course. And I don't know what your guys' Friday evenings are like, but Friday evening could be an option.
well, I mean, Jack's schedule's pretty flexible.
He's probably got dates all weekend long.
That's probably Casey.
Huh?
That might be more Casey's department.
What?
Is that right, Dave?
For what?
You got late
Having
today?
a hot day on Friday night.
Wait, what am I doing?
We were just saying, we were trying to figure out what might work for next week.
Oh,
What do you usually have, like Friday, I mean, Friday evenings, maybe?
nothing.
Maybe we can, I'll email you and your mom and see if that might work for him. Because he's gonna be gone Saturday, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of town on Saturday and Sunday.
Friday, and for that Friday, probably better than next Monday, we already have practices and
No?
fitness and.
And then on Friday, remember, I go 5:30 to 2, so it will be
In the afternoon.
5:30 evening.
Okay.
I think you can find it's hard to leave or not, but I usually like to do a little mapping after 8.
Well, we don't want to start that.
I don't want to, I can tell you that.
We want to hear
It's usually I'm up before 4 o'clock.
It's in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to open that thing up at 5:30. I open up a golf course on Friday mornings. I have to open it up at 5:30 morning. Yeah. And I live no less than 20 minutes away from it.
when do they start doing?
At 6 o'clock is the first tea time.
Yeah, there are quite a few, do we have people out there?
Oh, yeah. I get out there and, there's people already out there.
Yeah.
Probably cooler than,
Was that?
cooler than.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna hit 5 reps for each of you on the takedown that we did last week. So with you, it's gonna be a snap and finish. You, it's gonna be your little soup single and finish. And then, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about what I would like to do. There's a thought process here. For our takedown this week, see if it works for you guys. And then we'll just continue. Okay. So each guy's gonna hit 5, go 1 and 1. I do. If you can hit a couple if you wanna go around behind, but I would like to kind of get used to hit that tackle finish. Okay, and then with a half. Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Looks good. Looks good. Ooh, jump over that boy. Good. Nice job. Nice and deep. There you go.
I think there's 7 hours.
What's that?
I was gonna take another 7.
Casey, have you ever done a drag to your single from there? Arm drag, and then you get it to turn, and then boom, attack that leg when you turn?
Yeah.
That would be another option. Good. Good.
Try right, I don't know.
Oh, that'll work. Is that right? Now, so what I want to go over today, what I really like, what I see from you, I like seeing that you're going push and pull in there. You're getting inside position, you're going push and pull in there. And yours doesn't require that so much. But here's what I like to do today. You guys tell me if this works for you or not. You both told me that you like to do double legs, right?
Yeah.
You will?
Sometimes.
Here's what I'll tell you guys, and I'll be quite honest with you. Everybody has to have a double leg. Everybody has to have a double leg, okay? And so, but what I want to do is I want us to start from inside position. I want to go push, I want to go pull, and then I want to drive double leg from there, okay? But also, I want to add something else with that because we can go push pull where we create the pulling motion, but two things will happen. When I come in and when I'm inside position, my opponent's got two decisions to make. Either he's got to back up and he's going to be really passive and he's going to back up, or he's going to say, screw this, I'll fight back, and then he's going to drive back into us, and then we don't have to do the pull because he's driving into us and we use his momentum against him. We just lower our level, penetrate, hit our shot from there, okay? And so I want to kind of go over that double leg from those two scenarios, so that, because either one of those two things will happen to you guys every single time. And knowing how to deal with that is kind of a big deal, okay? So if I go into the guy, if I'm driving into him and he backs up, I'm going to say, well, I could pull, but here's what I also want you to realize is that I can still hit my double leg from there, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my drop step a little bit stronger, and I'm going to drive through on my double leg. So if I'm with Casey here, and I got inside position, and I'm driving into him, he's backing up, he keeps backing up, I'm just going to pound step, and then I'm going to drive, and then I'm going to keep going through him, even though he's not giving me any pressure there, okay? Or I can go push, pull, boom, and hit my penetration. So I've got those two options if he doesn't resist, okay? And so those are the two options that I have. And then what I want to show you guys also, did you see me in the beginning when we were doing freestyle Greco? Were you here when I was doing the blast double? A little bit, maybe. Don't really remember it. Okay, so I want to teach you two different finishes off this double as well, and I call it blast double and flare double. The blast double, we're going straight through the guy. The flare double, we're turning it off the corner, which is most people teach a flare double, where we hit it and then we turn it off at an angle, flare the legs, and move back. And so I can do those two takedowns in every one of the, because really I'm going to give you three scenarios. I'll give you a scenario where I get my inside position, he backs up, and I just go ahead and post I take my pound step here and drive through it, finish it that way, or I pull him, I go push-pull, and then change my level and hit both shots that way. Or then if he drives back into me, then all I gotta do, if he drives back into me, he's helping me pull it, and then I'll get to change my level head right in, okay? But so here, I wanna go through the technique. I'm gonna show on Jack first because Jack might remember this, but I wanna show you on our last double, okay? I'm gonna go straight through the man, and I'm not turning any corners, so I'm going straight through. But what we do, the way I finish this is I call it a body choke finish, and you might not ever see this before, okay? Because what I'm gonna do is, as I'm taking Jack down, I'm separating his legs because I'm gonna land in between his legs. I'm gonna land on my both knees, and I'm gonna have my knees wide apart here. Then I'm gonna climb up to Jack's upper body. I'm gonna lock a head and an arm. I'm gonna get up on my toes. I'm gonna be in tripod position. I'm gonna have him on his back. There's nowhere he's gonna go. He can't turn out. He can't turn away or anything if I do this correctly. Okay. So I'm gonna blast him, and Jack, I'll just show this very easily. So I'm gonna go straight to him, and on my head position is still gonna be head on the hip. Okay. My hand position is gonna be hands just below the butt. Okay. And the thing I have to remember is that as I'm driving forward here, I prefer not even touch a knee. Sometimes if we hit a double, we'll touch a knee and then we'll hit it, finish. I prefer just to run through it. It's almost, what I tell all the kids, because everybody can identify with this, is just like it's a football tackle. It's a football tackle, okay? But it's a football tackle with a little bit of finesse to it, okay? So I'm on Jack, and I'm going right in here. I'm going right in here, okay? I'm running through it. As I take Jack down, I'm separating his legs right here. I come right in between his legs with my knees apart right here. Okay? So right now, Jack's not going to be able to get too far away from me, but he can start trying to turn one way or the other. Go ahead and start trying to turn Jack. See, but he's not going to get too far, but he's safe to get pinned here, right? Because I got no pressure on his upper body here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, and his arm's already right next to his face here, and I'm gonna lock his head and arm. I'm gonna put my toes here. Now go ahead and try to turn away, Jack. And there's nowhere for him to turn. Okay. So this position, when I come in between his legs, and my knees are wide, this is called body choke position. Okay. And I'll start here. And Jack might be able to fight that a little bit, but as soon as I start climbing up, right away, by the head and arm, I'm using my head to trap this arm to the side of his face, and I come up with my toes, and then turn my position, and he got nowhere to go. And I'll tell you, a lot of my kids, when I first introduce this to them, they'll say, Bill, nervous about that. But I will tell you, man, when people start hitting that, and they start practicing that and hitting that, it's pretty unstoppable. And all of a sudden, hey, that really works. Well, I'm not going to show you anything that don't work, man. I guarantee it works. We just got to make sure that we hit it and practice it so we feel comfortable being down in that position. One of the mistakes that they'll make is that when they come down to their knees, they'll have their knees too close together. And that's why two things that I really want to make sure that I do is I want to make sure that three things. I want to make sure that I grab below his butt so I have control of his legs and his hips, okay? And then on my way down, I'm starting to bring those apart, giving me a place to land there. And then when I land, I want to land with my knees wide, okay, so that I have a stable base there. Because if I come down and if I have my knees together, then Jack says, I don't really like this position. This isn't very good for me. He starts looking back and forth. He might be able to take me off to my side, and then I got nothing there. So I have to make sure when I come down like this, okay? And then, like I said, I could still be at his hips, and I'm going to figure out real quickly that if he's got anything to him, he's going to be wiggling around up there. His lower body isn't going anywhere because I've got his lower body trapped, but he's going to be wiggling around up there. Then now I'm going to go to trap. I just climb up, trap the arm in the head, and tighten it up. I got chest to chest. I got hips covered. I got a white base on my toes, and I pressure down into him. He's not going. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember that? Forward. So you got that? You want me to show you that, Jack? Or you got that? You good? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. we're gonna go, oh, so here's what I want you guys to do. Here's what I want to think about. Really, my test for you today was gonna be, okay, I want to see how Jack comes in. If he establishes his inside position, if he goes push pull. Every time, so Casey and I are over here again. So we could come in, we have two options when we come in for inside position. We could go head biceps or we could go double biceps, okay? So on this time, I'm gonna come in inside position and Casey's not gonna resist at all. And I'm just gonna go through it. I'm not going to pull with this. I'm just gonna go push, and then I'm gonna pound step, my drive step, and then I'm gonna go right through it, and I'm gonna hit my blast double bit, okay? But when we go, what I do want to see is if I come in double biceps, I come in my inside position, and in double biceps is just as good as heavy biceps, as long as I keep my elbows in. Casey automatically had to come to the outside, right? And I got good position. Everything that I can do with head biceps, I can do with double biceps, okay? Here's what I'm telling you. So I'm going to drive into him with double biceps, but if I go pull, I want you to go head and biceps and pull this way. So when I pull you this way, your head's coming with you, and all your pressure on your feet is going to be on your toes there. Then all I'm going to have to do is change my level. I'll hit you, penetrate, and it's just going to be like if you pressure back. And then that third option would be if I come into Casey and then he pressures back into me, and now it's like, oh, thank you. Okay, now all I got to do is change my level, penetrate the hip, and then go ahead and finish that through. So those are my options, and that's how I'm going to deal with my options. And again, if I know what the scenarios are, when I work with my guys, I like to share with them how most guys are going to think with that, so you guys can anticipate that. Okay, so you know if I go in and double biceps, there's going to be two things that happen. That's only two things that can happen. Is he's going to resist back, or he's going to back up. And then I want to prepare you guys for what to do if that happens. Okay. And then we do have the option, if he's not resistant, we have the option to just go ahead and shoot through it, or create for ourselves. Now that makes sense? Okay, so we're going to work those scenarios, and really the two scenarios are, well, it'd be three scenarios, because I'm going to say, first of all, our first scenario is going to be, I'm going to go inside position, and he's going to back up. Okay, and the first few reps, we're not going to go pull. We're gonna go pound step. So I'm here, and then when I decide I'm going to shoot, I really plant that, and then boom, I'm going right through it. And on our blast, we don't want to hit any. We want to just run right through it. And just think of it as a football tackle. Head goes to the hip, I'm going straight through it. The thing I have to do, I got to make sure hands are right below the butt. Got to make sure I'm pulling those legs out a little bit, give me that room to land in there. And then I got to land with my legs. Okay, so let's hit 3 reps each. Going inside position, man does not pressure back, and I'm going to still just drive through it. Okay, I'm not going to do any pull on this.
So it's a blast then?
This is a blast. Okay, all right. So we'll 3 each guy. 3 each guy. No, remember, it's not going to pull.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. We're just going to drive through it. I'm going to drive through it. Okay. There. Yeah. You're going to plant that foot. Yep. Boom. Plant. Now just hit it. Boom and go. Boom. 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 Right in between. Yep. Both legs in between. Okay. Right in nice and tight. Up on your toes. That's up in the air. Casey's done. Very good. Okay. That position, get it, boom. Oh, yeah, go ahead and finish that. Boom, right in there, nice and tight. And then, hey, Casey, we're gonna have his arm right next to his head, right there. Your head on the outside of his arms. There you go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, fellas, we're gonna go a long ways here. So we got more room to run that, because it's gonna take a little bit more room to run it, okay? Jack on the second one. You're gonna go in, drive it, go ahead and hit it, boom, run, boom, come in between, right there, boom, nice and tight. Okay, now, the other thing, both of you guys are a little bit hesitant on this, but as I come in and as I shoot this, I don't want any space between our bodies. I want to eliminate all the space. So I want my shoulder into his chest as I'm driving, and I really want to be hip to hip. I want to be as tight on that as I can, so that when I come down and I got my good position, there's not going to be any space for him, any wiggle room whatsoever. Okay. Oh, stop, Jack. Were you inside position? Kind of outside. I want him. So, and this is a good teaching point. So if I'm coming in on Jack, one of the big things, and here's why I don't think you were inside, because your elbows were out like this. So you were kind of like this. So when I get inside position, I want elbows right here. I want elbows in. I want hands inside his, but I want elbows inside as well. Okay. All right, there you go. Oh, hit it. Boom. Right in there, in between. Boom. Up your toes. All right, that's good. That was much better, being tight there. Now, for both you guys, I don't know that we've landed with both legs in between yet. So it's one of the things that we've got. I'll tell you, man. So like when we're flaring the legs, we're flaring both legs to one side like this. And this is going to be a flare, but each leg is going to go out like that, and that's going to give you that spacing. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you do this and you nut yourself, you say, "I'll never do that shit again." And if we don't get both these in between, we're a good chance we're nut ourselves. Okay, no, obviously we don't want to do that. Okay. Boom, go in, right there. Boom, right through it. Run, yeah. Okay. You're right. Thank you. Boom, side. Boom, hit it. Boom, run. Yes, you're good. There you go. Up and in, up on your toes. Now, here's why I'm so big on this, guys. This on my front headlock, I teach my front headlock. I don't want my guys on my knees, and I see so many guys. They get a front headlock, and they're on their knees. I see this on the college level. I see this on the highest level. It's like when I'm on my knees, I got no pressure on them. Now I get up on my toes. Now they're going to feel all my weight there. And for a headlock, I want my chest on their back. I want them to feel all my weight. On this body trip thing, I'll be able to start getting my chest pressure into them when I'm on my toes, driving into them. My toes. Okay. All right. Last one for Casey here. Boom. Run through. Boom. Got in between. Put your toes. Boom. Okay. So we've got a blast double from inside position with the guy not giving us any pressure. Right, back it up. Guy's a little pansy ass, so he's not giving us any pressure. Okay. Now, second option, he's still a pansy ass, but we're gonna push-pull this time. This one will be tricky because it takes a little bit of coordinating, because when I pull, then I got coordinating, changing my level, and then penetrating, and then everything's the same. Now, so on this one, I might touch my knee. If you touch your knee on this one, don't feel bad about it whatsoever, but come off of it and then run through and hit your blast double. Okay? So I'm gonna go push, and then now remember, here I want you guys something that I really like to see you guys get used to. I'm gonna go double biceps, push, but when I go pull, I'm gonna go head and biceps. I'm gonna pull head and biceps. And then when you feel it, I shouldn't take any more than 2 or 3 steps backwards. When you feel like, then I'm gonna change my level, boom, penetrate, hit my blast level. Okay? So I just want to explain this to you guys, just so you understand what I'm doing. So our biggest thing is, I told you guys at the beginning, we want to go and we want to show our guy that we mean business, and we're going to determine what's going to happen. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's why I want to get inside position. But when I start moving this guy, I'm going to move him so that I'm going to put him in the position I want him to be for me to be successful. Okay, for me, for my guys, that's very, very important for me. I want my guys to learn to do that, and I want my guys to have that attitude. Is that when I get out there, I'm going to pose my will on you. And I'm gonna move you to where I want you so that I'm gonna be successful. And I will tell you guys, the higher level you get, the more of a challenge that's gonna be, because both guys are gonna be trying to do that. But on your guys' level right here, right now, I'll guarantee you guys, if you go out there with that kind of attitude, that kind of mindset, you'll dominate people. And it's just like, I will tell you guys so many times, but I will tell you, a lot of times in college, even when I wrestled in college, when I went out there and I freaking set the pace, and I got after that dude, you get this kind of feeling, and you're just like, oh, this isn't gonna go well. It's like, yeah, you damn right it's not gonna go well. Okay, we agree on that. It's not gonna go well. So, but I tell you, on this level, you guys can really, really make a huge impact on that by doing this and going out there right off the bat and doing it. Okay, so we're gonna go double biceps, push. We're gonna go head and biceps, pull, and then we're gonna hit our blast double and finish our blast double. Okay. We're gonna hit 3 each. Go. Drive. Get in between. See, we gotta get those legs apart on our way down. Very good. So, and that's how I want you guys to think about it. Flaring those legs out right away. Just like I would flare the legs, if I'm hitting my double, I flare them together. I'm gonna flare them apart. And then I'm gonna land in between them. Okay? That was a good technique though, Jack. Boom. That's one. Hit it. Very good. Now, here's what I like. I like both you guys are doing a good job of running. You're moving your feet on that. And if you'll think about it as a tackle, I mean, you should be moving your feet, right? So that's what I want you to do. That's good. Both you guys are doing a good job on that. Look, run in between. Boy, flare, we gotta flare the legs. Good finish. Try to get used to getting those legs out. Inside, boom, right there, hit it. Boom, run, boom, right there, landing in between. Climb right in there. See, now here's what I like about that. Casey was it. You landed in great position there. You didn't have to do much climbing there. That head and that arm was right there. Boy, you like that. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's the key, is the less space that I give him to have wiggle room, the less chance of success he's gonna have. And again, I want to plant him on his ass, and I want him to understand, you got nowhere to go here. This is the, okay? That was really good. All right, one more each. Hit it. Run. Boom, in between. Climb up on your toes. Driving. Good. Very good. Oh, that boy, nice and tight. You've done a great job of eliminating that space. I really like that. Jack, I'm gonna tell you this right now. With the bigger guys, you'll get some guys, that are big, maybe they're slow. A lot of times, in this blast double, for bigger guys, a lot of times they'll go out on the mat. And this is why I really preach, you get out of that mat, man, you get on that line, you freaking be ready to go. When the whistle blows, man, you're attacking. And so many guys don't do that. Man, if you light somebody up with this blast double right off the bat, they don't want to know it. Hit it. Okay? And then, boom, slam them right off the bat. I don't know who this dude is, but he ain't messing around. Okay? I don't want none of this guy. And with you, it would just be good, clean old quickness and good technique, and you'll get the same thing. I'm really kind of bagging on old, bigger guys a little bit, but a lot of those bigger guys, that's the way they do it, man. They go out there about half asleep and it takes them a while to get into it like that. No, when they're ready to go, hit you right in the mouth, right off the bat. Okay. Okay. So scenario 3 then would be, I'm going to go push-pull. No, we did push-pull. I'm going to push, and then the guy's going to resist back. This is scenario 3. I'm going to go push. Guy's going to drive back into me. I'm going to feel that. I'm going to change my level. I'm going to penetrate, and I'm going to hit my blast double. Okay? Make sense?
So I need to do this?
Yeah, you're not going to pull. You're going to push because Jack's going to drive. Jack says, you ain't going to freaking bully me around here. And Jack's going to push back to you. And you say, well, I'm going to play your ass in the mouth. Okay? Yep, so you're there. He fights back. Boom. Drive. Boom. That one. That was good. That was better as far as getting in between those legs, Jack. That was pretty darn good. And so here's what I want you guys to do. Now, you guys know, because I've given you a scenario where you know that this guy's gonna drive back. Get used to feeling that. Because what I'm telling you guys right now, it's not necessarily like split-second decisions, but these are all scenarios that you need to be able to anticipate. So when I drive into him, is he pressuring me or not? Do I feel that pressure? If I feel that pressure, boom, then I'm just gonna change my level, penetrate, and hit it. If not, then I'm gonna pull it. Okay? Or if not, I'm just gonna drive right through it. But these are scenarios that I know are the possibilities, and I know what I'm gonna do if that's what happens. Okay? So now that the guy's driving through it, take that moment to feel that pressure back. Drive. Oh, that boy. That's good, man. Like it. Number 2. Move. Drive, Jack. Drive. Boy. Jack might have been the best one you've done so far, man. You're in there nice and tight. You landed in between. You're in good position there. That's good. Ooh. See, so here's the thing. So, you're working with, and when he pressures back, you should feel that, right? A bit more realistic for you than it is for Jack, because you weigh less. I feel a little bit, but I mean, you have to go a little bit harder here. Now, the stuff that you're doing right now is really good. It's aggressive. I don't know. Would you say the way that you wrestle is an aggressive, attacking style of wrestling?
Usually like this year was.
It was?
I felt like I could.
Okay. See, what I want you to do, I want to help you get to the point where you don't give a shit. Like next year, I'm a freshman. I don't give a shit who I'm wrestling. Especially if I'm wrestling an older kid, I'm going to have to be aggressive, and I'm going to have to go up and attack him. I'm going to have to make him doubt what he's doing and make him not want to be on the mat with me. Okay. So I understand what you're saying. And last year, you felt like you were probably better than a lot of the guys you were wrestling, so you're going to be confident and stuff like that. I want to teach you to be that regardless of what the scenario is. You go out there and you set that scenario like that. When you do that, I don't care who it is, or say, hey, this kid's not messing around. And you might piss a good guy off, and then he might really want to put one on you. But guess what, man? Let's scrap it. Let's go. So that's good. Because to me, that's what I'm seeing right here. I'm seeing some good aggressiveness here. Okay? And you got aggressiveness too, but you got a guy lighter than you, and so you better be aggressive because you're going to need to be aggressive to do someone your side. But I will tell you, man, these reps that you've been getting in are probably the best reps I've seen you get in here so far. So that's good. Stop. You inside?
No.
Nope. Thank you. Yes. Drive. See, that's good, Jack. That's really good, man. Hey, I want you to be confident, because I tell you honestly, you could if you make this conscious decision to do this, you can light anybody up. You really can. You got to believe that. Yep. Hit it. That's good. All right, fellas, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So I think I'm not going to put the flare in, because I'll put the flare in and probably take us the rest of the time. And we're going to go a little over today since I was late. But I want to give you the other positions as well. Okay. So next week we will put the flare in, and it's going to be pretty much, except all we're going to do now is we're going to turn the corner. Instead of going straight through it, we're just going to turn the corner. I'll show you guys kind of what my thought process is on doing that. Flaring those legs, turn the corner, and then going that way. Okay. So now you got 2 different attacks on that. Okay. So we'll do that next week though, and we're going to go to Top Man. And Top Man, we did the elbow chop, right? And what was my philosophy on Top Man? What's a couple of important things that we want to do as soon as the whistle blows? Cover hips. Hand, when I take him to the mat, hands are inside his armpits. What else? What am I doing with his upper body? I'm doing his upper body. So I'm covering his hips with my hips. What else am I doing? No, because you already said that, because I'm inside his arms. How about my chest? Where's my chest?
On the back.
chest on his back. Okay? So hips, on his hips, chest on his back, arms are behind the armpits. Okay? And I call that my top man basics position, right? And there's one other thing that's probably the most important thing. What about off the whistle? What do I want to do on the whistle? I want to attack on the whistle. I want first move on the whistle. I want to attack on the whistle, right? So, and that's mindset. That's mindset. If he's giving me a little resistance, I might have to come up on my toes. When I do that, my hips will come up a little bit more in his hips there, and then I'm driving off my toes, but that's what's going to help me get into that top end basics position. I get behind the wrists. How do I finish that then? Half or power half. When do I hit a power half? When his head's up. His head's going to be up. So, not so good guy, I drive forward like that, could have a head buried in the mat, boom, feel that fucking happen right from that. When I, a good guy, driving down, his head might be up. Okay, now, elbow chop. When I go elbow chop, a lot of times, what position do I get with my offhand? What do we call that? Cross wrist. It could be a 2-on-1, but a lot of times what I'll do, and this is one of the things that I'll do, is I'll go just strictly to a cross wrist because I'll use this to make sure I keep my balance so I don't go to my side off there. Okay, so when I chop that, I could go to 2-on-1, and if I drive straight through him, and if I go chest to back and all that stuff, and it goes straight forward like that, I'll go 2-on-1 in a heartbeat. But sometimes we want to make sure that I'll go off to my side, take my weight off him. I'll go cross wrist and I'll go there. If I hit cross wrist, what finish am I hitting from there? Remember what I call that?
Hop over.
Hop over. So what am I doing with my hands? I'm switching my hands. Switch hands. Switch hands half. Right? So I drive it forward here. I got that cross wrist. Casey said I jump over. I'm switching my hands. I don't do anything. I don't throw my half in until I got that wrist control with my left hand. Boom, I throw that half in my right hand. Right? So I'm going to go elbow chop to switch hands half. And to me, like those are the two probably most likely scenarios. Switch hands or elbow chop to switch hands half, or elbow chop to a power half. Probably my two biggest possibilities. Okay. So let's go. Let's hit 4 each. And I want you to hit 2 from each side. I want you guys to get used to get from the right hand side. Okay. Drive. There. Boom. There you go. Good. Then here's what I want to see. I want to see you on your toes, and I want to see your base wider. Okay. You get that, and there's no way Jack can fight all he wants. He's not gonna be able to get off the back of there. Go. Nice and deep that way. Good. Nice wide base there on your toes. Very good. Chest to chest. So here's what I say, guys. This I'll say all the time. At some point, I might make you guys recite this. I'm chest to chest. Well, I'm teed out, or I'm 90 perpendicular, however you want to say it. With younger kids, always say teed out, but I'm perpendicular, chest to chest, on my toes with a wide base. Those are, for me, in that pain situation, that's in almost any pain position, that's a prerequisite. I've got to be teed out, I got to be chest to chest, I got to be wide base and on my toes. Okay? Always. And when I watch you guys, that's what I'm looking at. That good finish position. Okay? All right. There you go. All right. That was much better on your toes, wide base. Very good. Way. Very good. Love it. Love it. It's number 3. So you got to do your 2 from the right now, right? That would be very good. Like it. Go. Nice and neat that way. Good. Post that hand. You guys are doing a nice job posting that hand.
Hey, sorry. Hey, Casey, is your mom picking you up?
No, my dad is, but I have to leave like Friday.
You do.
We
You
have
have
to
to
pick up my mom from.
What's that?
We have to pick up my mom from. Like,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I just texted your mom that we were maybe gonna go out later, but if you have to go, you have to
Okay.
go. All right. Well, I can come in here, Jack, because I'm on me giving things.
Okay.
As long as it's not the manhandle.
Go get it. Go. All right, very good. Like it. Very good. Okay, so that's number 1. Okay. Well, all right. The second one, we'll go and just maybe a couple things because I know you guys both won't ankle pick, right? Again, what we want to look at, obviously, I'll look at correct technique, but what I want to look at is, my top man basics position. Once you broke that guy down, I still want hips to hips. I want chest to back. I want arms in behind. And then most of the time on this, it's going to be a half a power half. And here's the thing. Most of this, what I want you guys to read is, I always want you to look at this. So when I drive that guy forward, most of the time, we're going to drive him forward so much that his hands are going to post out. And sometimes he'll post out, one hand more than the other. Wherever he's giving me the bigger break, that's the side that I want to attack. Okay? So what I want you guys to see, once I drive that forward, I want you to see you guys read his plant, and I want to see attack. It might be the same, so you might attack either one. Okay? And then the other thing would be, okay, if his head's up, then rather than just going half, I'm probably going to have to go power half. Okay? So we're going to go ankle pick and drive it. We're going to flatten him out to my top man basics. And again, you guys, for me, really important for me to get my kids to understand, we're not trying to turn until we break that guy down. So I gotta drive that. I gotta flatten him out. I gotta get him top man basics, get my hands behind his. Now I'm reading what he's giving me, and then I'm attacking my finish position. Okay. So it's either gonna be a half or power half, and I gotta get him to top man basics. Here's one of the things I will tell you guys, Jack, if you get down facing that way. So this probably isn't going to happen to us here because you guys really aren't going to be fighting this that much. First of all, I got to have you in your toes. So that's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get an ankle pick unless he's on his toes, right? If he's on his laces, which I'm glad you're on your laces. But for this, if we're on our laces, we're taking that ankle away, right? So if he's on his toes, I'm going to do this. But here's, if he fights this a little bit, if I'm going here, and my initial thing, I'm not getting this, the biggest thing that I have to do is I have to elevate this ankle enough so that I bring his knee off the mat. So now, one of the analogies I always use is that this is like a chair. I took one of those legs away. Oh, now he's gonna go. Now I come in here. I'm in this position. He's in pretty decent position. I'm gonna power half the shit out of him. Okay? And he doesn't really have a good posture, but his head is down. I could half, but I could really power half. But that's one of those things I might have to do, you guys. Initially, when I hit that ankle pick and I drive, if I don't get that, a lot of kids will stop on that. No, I just got to elevate that a little more so that knee comes off the mat and then still try to move. Okay? So we'll go 4 each and 2 on each side again. Okay? Chest, are you chest? Okay, so let's go over this again. Talked about this last week. So once I get to top my basics position and you threw that half, I want you to remember this. And he wasn't fighting you, so this could happen. I want to take my time on my turn there. Because I got to know that if he's not fighting me, that when I drive, with a lot of pressure on there, I might get too high. And so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And then I always say, if he's like this, and I start driving, once I get his shoulder pointing to the ceiling, then I might readjust, sink that half all the way in, readjust so I'm chest to chest, then finish off there. Okay? Because I'm always gonna look at your finish position. I'm gonna say, is he teed out? Is he chest to chest? He's got wide base, he's on his toes. Okay? I felt like that time you're a little high. Did you feel like you're a little high?
Yeah.
Okay. Hot man basics. Where's your hand? Where's your hands? Behind you, behind your arms. Okay, there you go. Ooh, way to readjust. Good adjustment there. That's what I want to see. It's exactly what I want to see. Yep, hot man basics. Good. Okay. Grab it up, take that away, with good readjustment. Grab. Top and basics. Okay. Break that. Readjust that away. Good job. Very good. Get on your toes. Good readjustment. Yep, readjust that boy. Good. Good feel there. I like that. It tells me you're reading the situation. That's what I want my guys to be. I want my guys to read the situation. Yep, on your toes, that away. That away. Tight. Boom. Very good. Boom. Yep, top and basics. Pressure. There, adjust. Okay. Check. Is that it? Okay. So the big thing that we kind of talked about on that is the kind of the adjustment. We talk about that finish position. Talk about valuing that top man basics position. That's what I call it. You guys call it whatever you want. That's what I call it. Getting it broke down, getting it flattened out, and then taking our time on that turn position, valuing our position on that turn position. Okay, real quickly here, we're going to go through that bottom man technique, that outside stand up here. What did I say? The goal for we said the top man wants to break that bottom guy down flat. What's the bottom guy got to do? He's got one major priority: clear his hips. Clear his hips. So, in order for me to clear my hips, first thing is I'm going to want to hit first move again on the whistle. I'm going to want to hit the first move on the whistle. Everybody hits a stand-up. I teach both an inside and outside stand-up. There's a little bit difference to it. I kind of talked about it last time, just a little bit here. I'm going to have you guys go through the technique without a partner today for it. So we're in that bottom man position, okay? And remember, we said knees are wide, laces to the mat, very little pressure right here. Okay, he's on my left-hand side, so that my initial movement is going to be posting this outside leg, because he's on my left side, posting my right leg, okay? I'm checking the waist hand with my right hand. I'm tucking my left elbow into my side to make him come to the outside. He's going around my waist, so he can't get that lock right away on my waist. And then my head and shoulders go back. So on the whistle, this is what I'm doing. On the whistle, that's what I'm doing. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head and shoulders kind of together so we can say 4 things. Okay? So I'm going to have you guys get down that stance. We're going to say that he's on our left-hand side. Okay? And then whatever you want. Oh, you're going to hit this.
Inside center.
I'll be south side. He's going to be on my left-hand side. Right? So I want you guys each to hit 5 of those on your own. Okay. And then force your head and shoulders back. When I come up, so when I come up, I just don't want to come up like this. I'm going to go. I want to see your head and shoulders back further than your hips. Okay. Wait, ready? Yep. There. That's good. Good. Okay. 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 Now one to your side. One to your side. Is that fine? Okay. So the next step. I'm here. I'm going here. This is my lead leg. Okay. All I'm going to do is come up to this leg, but I'm pivoting on that foot there. Okay. Head and shoulders are still back. Okay. Knees are bent. Wide base. I'm getting hand control here. Okay. So go ahead and hit your initial move. Boom. Pivot on your back foot. Boom. There. Hand control. Head and shoulders back. This is what I want to see right here. I want to see head and shoulders back right there. Okay. All right. Back down. Do it again. There. Good. Very good. Okay. One more. Okay. So, last part of this. Here, pivot. I'm going to pressure back. I want to see you guys take a couple steps back. I want to see you take the hands out. I got hand control here now. Taking the hands out. My trail leg comes back through, and I'm turning and facing. Turning and facing. Okay. But you went forward. I want you to back up because I want you to feel like you're pressuring back into him. Yep. Pressure back into both. Turn back through. Yep. Again. There. There. Pressure back in. Go. There you go. One more case, then you can go. Then hey, separate those hands. Yes, separate those hands. Yep. Okay. Okay. So that's the technique. I kind of went through it fast, but we'll go through we've got that whole technique in. Next week, we'll go through that, and then we'll put a partner on you. You guys will get to feel what it feels like to have a weight on you. Okay? All right, but good job, man.
Thank
See you. All right. All right.
Coach Murphy, are there any resident character practices I can go to during the week?
Yeah, man. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Okay.
So you should definitely probably be good. Well, tomorrow's the last Monday, and Mondays will probably come back in fall or winter when they have more. So Tuesday, Thursdays will be 6 to 7:30. This is when Logan comes,
Yeah.
and then on Saturday we go 11 to 12:30.
So Logan's your brother?
Yeah.
You can do that, right?
You can see there's evidence.
He's just much better than me.
Well, I mean, a little smarter. So it's all even done.
Is that right?
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah, he's pretty smart. He's a little entrepreneur. He does. Did I tell you, Coach Logan's got his own podcast?
He did tell me that. In fact, one of them actually were gone. After practice, he was interviewing Coach Sean for his podcast.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh, because I gave him that suggestion.
Yeah, he did.
He's looking for something. Yeah, you better get going. You gotta go pick Mama from a retreat or something, she
Yeah.
said. So, okay. Well, I tried. Tried
CK.
to get it extended for you. So, yeah, talk to Mom about, even if you just got up here once a week, that'd be good, because you're practicing all this stuff, but I'm sure you want to try to implement it. So, all right, man. Well, I'll see you Wednesday if nothing else. All right.
CK.
See you, buddy.
What's happening Monday? Oh, the Kaizen?
No, it's just, the only reason I had Monday is because during Freestyle Greco, I wanted to have an option for the kids that are kind of scared for it, or the ones that are coming from Passion First that don't need to jump into that. And so, but were you here last Monday, Doug? I mean, we barely did. Maybe half the kids. It's not. So that's what. So we'll be done doing Freestyle Greco. So we'll just consolidate it into Tuesday, Thursday, So worried, such a warrior. It's under control, buddy. Don't worry. Oh, under control. No, I'm looking into figuring that out in the fall sometime.
Jack, the man with plan.
Something.
Something.
I go with the flow a little bit. Well, Mom's coming to get you at 2:15, but I didn't know Casey said. I'm just in the zone back here.
Here.
Hey, did you mention, did you notice the shirt?
I was gonna say something, yeah. I mean,
It's the old.
I can't, that looks like it's in good shape, dude.
Yeah, it's in my wife, I had a bunch of them like a bag in the garage. That was gonna be one of those quilts, I don't know if you ever seen that, where you send the shirts in. So she must have been going through or something, she pulled out all these,
I love it.
old bird ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
got
was,
0405, dude.
we are one.
There you go.
That'd have been the first year right when I came back from college.
Is that right?
I was working with you, yeah.
Hey, I was thinking about the other day, we have a saying, one of our years at works, Beyond Limits.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of your years that was there. Because I was thinking of you were one of the thought processes when I was thinking about that thing. But I was reading something, or listening to something, maybe I was listening to a podcast or something. And the guy said, about having mentality about going beyond your perceived limits. And he said, I'll tell you, there's nothing like going beyond limits. And I just like,
Hey, there you go.
I said, man, I'm telling you, that was 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
I had that working 20 years ago.
I hear that stuff all the time.
I hear
And,
so much of that stuff.
It just goes to show you, there's a lot of different ways, but there's also, at the base of everything.
I'm just saying, some of that stuff is timeless,
That's
man.
what I'm gonna say, at the base of everything, it's not like we're reinventing the wheel, it's
I
just maybe
know.
another way to explain it or another
Yes.
catchphrase, but it's really
Yes.
going back to the
Or
same.
might add something. I hear a lot. And that's what keeps me interested in listening and learning because, like you said, somebody might say it differently, but somebody might add something to it also.
Yeah, or different, because, that's kind of the same concept of chosen suffering.
I know.
It's just a different, it's a
I know.
little bit, there's nuances, but at the same.
Do you know since you've given me that book, how many other people, and maybe I just didn't listen to people using that terminology before, but do you know how many people I've heard using that terminology, chosen suffering? And it's just like, I'm telling you, and that really, I'll be honest with you, that was the first time that I really heard that.
Well, me too, I
You
haven't
know?
really heard that much sense.
I have.
Yeah.
I bet you I know half a dozen people maybe phrase it maybe a little bit
Yeah.
differently, but I've actually heard some people say chosen suffering.
Well, one of the popular ones that I would hear for a long time that I think kind of is the same wheelhouse is the embrace the grind.
Yes,
It's kind of
Yes.
along the same,
yes, absolutely.
but the gist of it is
But
getting better. It's gonna be
Yeah,
hard.
Jordan Burroughs popularized that?
I don't know who did.
Jordan Burroughs did, I know that.
Embrace the grind.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that was one that really took off.
That was like 2 Olympics ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jordan Burroughs came out with it, that was like one of his slogans or something like that.
Yeah.
But then after that, everybody was saying it.
Yeah.
So that's 10 years ago. But like you said, it's just like a every really common thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the principles of success and it's really there's some tweaks and some different. I think really now it's just the big concepts are there. Now it's just a new spin on how to communicate effectively to get other people to practice.
Who was it that was telling us about Travell? Was it
Adam.
Adam the other day talking about his mental approach and about him thinking outside the box a little bit and things like that?
Yeah.
And so that